Welcome to Last to the Party. I'm Megan.
I'm Wendy.
We love talking Bravo, and today we're discussing In the City Season 1, Episode 4, Sparks Fly, which originally aired on Bravo on Tuesday, June 9th. I have a quick Summer House reunion sidebar.
Yes. Let's do that first.
So here's the one thing I really want to talk about. Kyle confronting West.
We're talking an episode 3 reunion, right?
Episode 3 Summer House reunion. Basically calling West a predator, saying you have her on an island. You took advantage of her when she was the most vulnerable. I was like, ooh, that's interesting.
It is interesting.
Because while it doesn't absolve Amanda of blame, it does put much more on West than I was.
As being a predator.
Yeah. She was incredibly vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
She just wanted to be loved and acknowledged and seen.
And he took advantage of that.
I think he did.
Wow, that's an interesting take, and I do buy it. I really wish you watched the show on Hulu called Tell Me Lies, because Skinny But Not Fat, you know that podcaster, Amanda, and she has an Instagram too. She likened West to Stephen DeMarco, who is a main character on that show, who is a...
sociopath?
Yeah, pretty much. And people are like, that's right on, except the character of Stephen DeMarco was smarter than West.
Oh.
So, I don't know. I have a hard time making the leap of West being that manipulative, but maybe he is. Obviously, there are some people who believe he moves in not great ways. Now, I got to tell you, when Wes came onto the show in Summer House, he's really charismatic and fun. Mm-hmm. And I bet he pulls a lot of girls with that. I bet just that alone. I don't find him especially attractive. I do find his charisma and his fun time guy attractive.
Yeah.
But watching him through this, especially this episode where he was just sweaty and immature, I don't see the appeal of him.
No.
I can't believe that.
He's not articulate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Their relationship, they're striking me as defensive, not in love.
Right. Now, let me ask you the question. Did you like that Andy called out West for being potentially not taking beta blockers? Because he's like, you're emotionless right now.
Yeah.
I liked it, but I was like, Andy, you need to ask Amanda. Amanda is a shell of a human sitting next to you right now.
Agree. And you saw Sierra's posting. She's like, that's not beta blockers. Those bees are on benzos.
Is that what?
Because beta blockers don't make you emotionless. So I think they were definitely on something, because Jesse Solomon is sobbing and they have
sobbing.
And how could you, that's your friend. How could you, if you're sitting next to me on the couch crying, no matter how defensive I am, I'm going to start crying.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was something up. Look, Amanda's not apologetic, because she's like, what am I supposed to do? Not be with him is what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do.
She doesn't like that alternative.
No, she doesn't. So you're not sorry.
No.
You aren't that sorry.
No. And I wish that Sierra would have said that. Mm-hmm. She's like, you're still doing shitty things. The way to correct it is to not be with him. Even if I was Sierra, I would be like, course correct, but we're still not friends.
Yes, of course.
Of
course. That is the only answer. The other thing is, what do you think about Lindsay Hubbard saying, I don't feel like I learned anything? And Andy's like, what?
Mic drop.
Yeah. So Ryan Bailey from
So Good, It's Something
So Bad It's Good.
Yeah.
He was like, what do you think Andy was thinking? And I commented, blame it on the Benzo twins, Hubbard. Because Andy asked the question. The fact that Amanda and Wes didn't give satisfactory answers isn't on Andy. I do think he asked the hard questions.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah, I thought Lindsay, Mia, and Kyle were all incredible with the questions that they were asking.
Yeah.
They wanted clarification.
Yeah, they did.
And I thought that they were either I thought that they were due clarification, or those, especially Lindsay and Kyle, know what the fans want.
Yes.
And we're asking the right questions.
Agree. I would like to read a comment that came in on our last episode of In the City, which is over on Spotify. So Taylor actually left 2 comments. The first said, glad my fellow Bravo Mark enthusiasts are back. Great first episode recap. Will y'all be touching on the Summer House reunion for the first couple of weeks, since it will affect the Hubbard adjacent Bravo universe? So you're welcome, Taylor. Last week she said, I don't know if I'm alone in this, but even as a seasoned connoisseur of bullshit on reality TV, watching Amanda's dead eyes and lack of remorse during the In the City confessionals is turning me off the whole show. I find her flat effect in the confessionals while she lies through her teeth so unsettling and unrecognizable, it's been a struggle to get through her scenes. Also, I end every episode thinking, where's Carl? And I really hope he hops in for season 2.
I need Carl and Sierra in season 2 in the city.
Well, let's talk In the City with a synopsis.
Let's do that. Kenny confronts Andrea. Lindsay's desire to date is rekindled, and Kyle and Amanda navigate living apart.
Let's talk about Amanda moving out. First of all, when her friends come over to help her move, I'm like, this apartment is a disaster and you're letting people in because I'm embarrassed for you.
Yeah, it's just a mess.
Second of all,
it's just a mess.
She's taken half their stuff.
I don't think this at all here.
For a 1-month separation on a year lease. That's unfurnished. So Lindsay's reaction is like, the fuck are you doing?
There's a lot here. First of all, to me, Amanda is moving like she is super resentful because side friend Katie is like, well, you know, with Amazon these days, like, hello, you can get anything like the next day. And she's like, no, and Kyle can just
yes. ...
She's like, I already. And I'm like, so now she feels entitled to all this stuff.
Yes. Didn't like that.
This shit's pissing me off. Like she's not gaining any fans with the way that she is handling this. And take the West stuff out of it for a second, right? If she was just like moving out, would our view be different of her?
Maybe a little bit, but I still don't like the way she's moving in her separation with Kyle. I think your word entitled is exactly how she's behaving. I think I'm owed all of this because he was a bad husband. This needs to be a group discussion. The two of you need to be working this out together. You should not be announcing to him that you've signed a 1-year lease and you're packing up half the stuff that you own. That was not part of what you had discussed. This is a wild leap of events. Then they go to dinner.
Yes.
And Kyle's like, am I going to have a key? She says, no, the doorman will buzz you up. And he goes, but you're going to keep a key to our place? I think that's a very important question. It is not fair. And I hate to use the word fair, but she's not behaving in an equitable way. Like, our house is your house and your house is your house. That's not how this is going to work. You can't have it both ways.
I know.
It really frustrates me. And then when I'm so glad Kyle finally says, please talk to me like it's a discussion and not like you're making all of the rules.
Loved it.
Because that's fair.
Yeah. And
it doesn't matter how terrible of a husband he's been in this moment. Because for her to be like, no, we're dating. I want us to get back to who we are. A, do you believe that?
No.
Me either. But if we're to take that at face value, then you can't come at this with it's going to be like X, Y, and Z.
Right.
Because that's not you two getting back to being in love with each other.
I know. I think it's unfair that she was like, we want to take this space, but you know, I can't find anything. You can't find a furnished Airbnb for a month in New York City.
You can't just go stay in a hotel, and that wouldn't be a better financial decision than renting an apartment and now furnishing it.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me. It's like she's already decided that like it was over. And like when we get the context of Summer House 3, episode 3, reunion, Kyle says like, watching back, you already decided in the summer that it was over. Yeah. And I believe that.
Me too.
I believe that. So this whole bullshit scenario that she's like created of, we need to take space and I'm going to move out and we're only going to be apart a month, but now it's going to look like it might be longer than that because I'm in a year lease, and like, so one thing is going to lead to the other.
Yeah,
eventually.
I find her so frustrating. If I were Kyle, I would be tearing my hair out in frustration.
I think I would just call a spade and be like, this appears over to me. So
yeah, she's like, we still have to go to therapy. We need to keep trying. I'm like, God, you're so full of baloney.
Totally.
Just take the West out of it. But honestly,
I believe that she was already, so I don't know, for In the City, this is like the fall, right? This is pre-Christmas. This is sometime in the last quarter of 2025. I believe there's already some sort of emotional affair happening with West. And I think Amanda was either one, hoping that Kyle would totally fuck up, and then that would have been,
she's justified.
Yes. Or she was too chicken shit to end it. And she wanted him, like she was making all these rules and she wanted him to be like, this is over.
100%.
I just think she was just being a chicken shit.
Moving on, let's talk about babies. Everyone wants a baby.
I don't care.
I don't either. Yvonne and Nick want a baby. Nick's not ready. Andrea and Lexi want a baby. Lexi's not ready. Katie's trying to have a baby. Everyone's trying to have babies. This is like the D- storyline that's just buried.
I just don't care whatsoever. These people are, I'm sorry, in their late 30s. I feel like these are conversations that should have been had a long time ago.
Yeah, before you get married, talk about the plan.
I just don't care.
No,
I don't care. And it honestly made me come up with this question. Without the Kyle and Amanda piece of this show, would it be interesting to watch? Is it compelling to television, reality television on its own? Take out the unraveling of Kyle and Amanda.
Okay, but even without the unraveling of Kyle and Amanda, we've had 10 seasons of Summer House, the two of them, and they still managed to bring the content. So assuming they were still married, they still provide conflict. They always have.
Yes.
So I think they, obviously there's a lot going on with Lindsay.
Yes.
To drive it. And then they knew we were going to have something with Kyle and Amanda. And then we have a stacked cast of all of these other people. And honestly, most of them are not bringing it for me. But I think the producers were like, look, we got 35 other cast members. Someone's going to have something worth watching.
Yeah. Or we're going to need a recast next semester.
I don't think we're going to see all these people come back next season.
I don't think so either.
So let's talk about Lindsay.
Here's my next question. Before we jump into Lindsay, do you think this show was supposed to be a vehicle for like Lindsay's new dating life? Like we were going to every couple episodes see her on new dates, her finding new love. Yeah, I don't know if I'm interested in that.
Oh, interesting.
And here's why. Yvonne said something really important, that Lindsay still deserves like the one, right? She's still looking for her and wants her person and wants it. And that I'm interested in, but I'm not interested in seeing a roster of like subpar dudes.
Yeah. The misadventures of banging as a single mom.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm not throwing shade at her wanting to do that. If
Me
that's
neither.
What you have time for and that's what you want to do, go for it. But it's not so much compelling TV because I want to buy into the relationship and the story and the how does it all work?
The hallmark of it all. We want the love story. And at least I do.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see how this plays out because it's, we're 4 episodes in, we've had 2 dudes. If it's okay for me that we've had a couple, like Frank was fun to hate and she's like, bye Frank. And then this Dustin dude, and it's funny to see her talk about, and we've seen some other scenes. She's like, where do you buy condoms? I didn't even, right? Mm-hmm. It's interesting enough. But I don't want it to be a full-time storyline unless she finds someone.
Yeah. What kind of guy do you think is for Lindsay?
That's a good question. I don't know because I didn't think it was Carl.
I didn't think it was Carl either. They have such a great platonic friendship, I think. And thinking back through Summer House, I know you haven't watched the whole archive of it, but of people like she has been with in the past, like the sandwich guy, how many sandwiches are you going to make for me guy? Like he wasn't it.
Everett.
And Everett, he wasn't it either. And then there's been a whole bunch of dudes, like Austin was not it. So
she needs someone who's easygoing, but can still keep up with her. Like that's a hard combo.
Yeah.
Like Everett was just as crazy as she is. Uh-huh. And she needs someone who's like not going to react to
non-reactive,
her.
Non-activated.
Yeah.
But can still like play at her level.
Yes. I think so.
Anything else about Lindsay? Did you think this guy Dustin was like her match?
I thought he was a good time guy, but I didn't think he was her forever match.
I didn't think so either. I did love the editing where she's like, he was supposed to sing at our wedding, and then they cut to like no foot.
Yes, amazing. Loved that.
I love it. Look, I'm going to rally hard. I want Carl on a season 2. I want to see the reunification of Carl and Lindsay as friends.
Yeah.
I would love to see that. I think that makes a more compelling storyline to watch, especially for fans of the Summer House franchise.
Yeah, Carl needs to be on season 2, hands down. Lindsay may not have been ready for that when they were casting this show.
Yeah.
I think she could be now.
Lindsay's supposed to be on Carl's podcast, and I looked yesterday and the episode still wasn't up. They had like teased it last week. Oh. So I'm like, I will look today. I wonder if they were waiting to drop it after
the reunion.
So anyway, okay. Who else do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about Danielle and Ellen and the ground setting storyline. This is we're laying ground for future blow-ups. Danielle's a homewrecker.
Well, I do think the hypocrisy of Amanda being the one, remember in episode 1 of her calling Danielle out for, I don't know if she called her
at the bar when she's with Lindsay. Yeah.
And she's downloading Lindsay
and he's still married.
Yes. Look, Amanda still married, right? No room to talk here.
Correct.
I don't know the details of Owen and Danielle or his marriage or whatever. I don't care. I actually don't care.
Also, a hot take. If Owen was still actively in a relationship with his wife, and I don't just mean legally married, that's on Owen, not Danielle.
Yes.
Now, do I think you should be pursuing a married man? No. But if you two meet, it's on the married person to not allow that to happen.
Right.
Like, why do we hate women so much?
Right.
Why are we not saying Owen's a homewrecker? It was his home.
Right. It was this episode that I realized that Danielle really does not like Amanda.
No, I didn't realize that either until now. Because she was like, I do not GAF about what Amanda wants.
Yeah, I am kind of surprised by that.
Well, they did show that, Amanda, Kyle, and someone else,
Katie and Katie's husband,
had a group chat about Danielle's relationship.
It's gossipy.
But it seems like it's deeper than that.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of Summer House history there of Amanda and Danielle not really, because Danielle played so nicely with Lindsay for many years on Summer House and Amanda was left out and so on and so forth. But I'm sure with all the Amanda West stuff that emerged, Danielle probably finds a lot of joy.
I would imagine.
And that feels very justified in her feelings, especially what Amanda has said about Danielle.
Let's talk about beating a dead horse.
Okay.
Whitney confronts Kenny about his spark comments. He tries to explain it away. I find his explanation unsatisfactory.
Same.
He's like, I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about the idea of marriage altogether. I was like, that's not better. That's not better, man.
He comes off as a smarmy salesman.
Yeah.
I take back everything I said in episode 1 when we first covered the show, because I said, I liked Kenny. I don't like Kenny. I don't like Kenny at all. I truly believe what you said, Megan, is that the man is trying to find a storyline on this show and has run with it.
He's like, if I'm yelling at Andrea in this bar, that's going to make it into the show. Look. And then he deploys the grief card saying, like, I haven't really recovered from the loss of my mom. Now, losing a parent, I'm sure would be tragic, but this is not the moment, man. Making her feel bad for you. This is not the moment. You were fine until 5 minutes ago when she called you on your BS, and now you got to cry about your mom.
Yeah, I don't like the way Kenny's moving at all. And I know you just said a few minutes ago about, like, why do we keep hating on women? But Whitney, wake up here.
I know. Open your eyes. She just wants to be right. She wants to be like, I'm going to stand by my man, and these people don't know what they're talking about, and I just want to, like, stand here and claim my position, and Lindsay's just a mean girl. But, maybe Lindsay did come in hot, but I really do wish Whitney would be like, when Kenny's like, no, we do have a spark. She's like, I know, I think so too. Please see the way he's treating you. And I know we're probably seeing stuff that's not seeing stuff that's happening and there's good in the relationship, but God, they are apparently still together when I looked it up.
Oh, really?
And I don't like it.
I mean, here's my thought. When they show the original conversation between Kenny and Kyle, Kenny does say, like, he is questioning Spark, right?
Yes.
But we also hear him say something like, and this may be projecting onto it. He is saying like he's distracted by other stuff going on in his life, like maybe the loss of his mom. So maybe all this stuff is like swirling around, and like his relationship with Whitney is getting kind of lost in the mix. Like he's dealing with a lot of emotion. I'm giving him a lot of grace here. But but questioning Spark is different than that. And I hope in the reunion, which while we record this, they are filming today.
I know it's so early.
I know it's really early, but I hope that they show the clip that he's telling Kyle
The whole thing.
there's no spark, or he doesn't say no spark, but he questions the spark.
Yes.
And then when we fast forward to the end of the episode, when they're having lunch with Kenny's best friend, Gavin, Whitney is like defending it, like, oh no, they took it out of context, the spark conversation or whatever. I'm just like, she's just believing all the bullshit coming out of his mouth.
I agree.
Let's go back to the bar fight between Andrea and Kenny. Now, do you think, because Kenny was real hung up on murky, he was trying to deflect from the spark comment.
Yeah, he's like, I said that, but I didn't say murky.
Yes. And leaned real hard on it. And I was like, well, okay, did Andrea perhaps got lost in translation here? Like his interpretation of it, and then he called it murky, and then that is like where it all unfolds.
So then Kenny's like, this is the hill I'm going to die on. I never said murky. You said I said murky. And like, this doesn't really matter. The point is you did express some concern about the future of your relationship.
Right. Yeah.
That's the point here. Getting caught up in semantics is not the point. The way you speak to Whitney in your home, you know, you treat it like your house that she lives in, not the house that you share. I get why Andrea was like, you're not listening to me. Like, I didn't say murky. Move on.
Yeah. Andrea apologized for it immediately. And I could see he was getting fired up because Kenny was not listening to him.
Yeah. And then Gavin's like, no, you're wrong. And I was like, oh, Gavin. My favorite part about the scene actually is Lindsay just like watching from the balcony. Like, it's so unlike her to not get involved. I just loved that she was like, I'm having a good time out here.
Yeah.
Like watching the tennis match of it all with her cozy blankets on the bar rooftop.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a good time.
So what do you think about Gavin calling out Kenny at the end then? Like Gavin confirming, oh, you did say there was lack of spark. And then Gavin calling out their relationship being boring.
Yeah, I think that should have been a conversation that Gavin had with Kenny alone. He doesn't need to be having that with Whitney sitting right there if Gavin genuinely has those concerns.
Yeah.
I do feel a little bit bad for Whitney because if I were her and someone were questioning my boyfriend's intentions and his feelings, that would make me feel badly.
For sure.
And I wish they didn't always do it in front of her. I think at some point they're trying to make a story, but I also think they're trying to prove a point. Like, we want you to hear our concerns too. Mm-hmm. She's not hearing them yet. And I don't know. I just, at some point, you know, I don't really make a lot of comments on my friends' relationships. And we're not talking about young 20-year-olds. Like, these are adults. I want to be done with this story. I don't want to keep talking about murky and
hold your horses
and all of this.
2 more episodes at least. I
know. And I'm already tired of it. I was just watching this thinking, you know, this is the bulk of the episode. And I've made up my mind about how I feel about Kenny, and maybe he'll have the chance to change it. But I hope there's more to this season. And I'm afraid it's just Amanda and Kyle, Danielle's a homewrecker, Kenny's relationship is bad, sprinkled in with Nick doesn't want to have kids.
Yeah. And the one
Georgina's
or two throwaway lines from Georgina. Georgina's only contribution to this episode was like her retelling a story about how she put a Band-Aid on a boo-boo. And I was like, okay.
And I gave myself too much Botox.
You're losing me. You're losing me. You're losing me.
It is hard because she does have like a high-powered job and she's busy and she's a single mom. So, you know, she's less of a content driver and more of a reactor.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm still in on the show.
Me too. I really look forward to watching it.
It's only because I love Mother Hubbard, so.
Yeah, she's a great time. She's fun to watch. Oh, 2 thoughts. When Yvonne speaks, does she remind you of anybody?
Casey Wilson.
Drew Barrymore.
Oh,
she
why?
has that like Drew Barrymore-esque lisp.
Oh, I'm going to have to
Please
I'll
watch it with that in
I think
mind.
she looks just like Casey Wilson.
She does look like Casey Wilson. She talks like Drew Barrymore. Also, I think Lindsay's never looked better.
Really?
Yeah, I think she looks fantastic.
Yeah, motherhood is working for her.
She seems genuinely happy.
There's a light and joyfulness in her face, right?
She just seems genuinely happy. It's fun to see.
She liked one of my comments on Threads the other night because I wrote after the Summer House reunion, I said Gemma's mom killed it. And she liked
cute.
And I love that Gemma baby. Oh my God, what a cute kid.
God, I know. When she was like, Gemma's the kind of baby you want around when you want to convince someone to have babies. Like, she was bright. Like, that is a fun baby.
I love it.
By the way, when they go to play like whatever grown-up beer pong they're playing, is that the same place that Jesse and Lexi went last season?
Yes, I was trying to remember where I saw that at, but yes, that
2
was
seasons ago, I guess.
Yeah, that was it.
I was thinking, would I go there? Looks kind of fun.
It's kind of a fun indoor.
Yeah.
Do you know they're putting an indoor pickleball place by my house?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Indoor pickleball, kind of like it, air conditioned.
Yep. They're converting an old Bed Bath and Beyond or something like that. Yeah, big space like that.
Hey, big fan of that.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's do it. I bet we can take some lessons there.
Yes, I would love that.
Okay, cool.
No sunscreen required.
Even better.
Hey, thanks for listening to this episode of Last to the Party. You can give us a follow over on Instagram where we are Last to the Party Pod. And if you're enjoying this podcast, we really do love your 5-star ratings and reviews. You can leave them right in the Apple Podcast app and let people know you're loving us and help them find us. We'll be back next time. Goodbye.
Bye.